What's going on, guys? Happy you can join me today to look over the AS90 with me. So we'll start right from the top then. So the AS90 is the artillery system for the 1990s, and it's more officially known as the Gun Equipment 155mm L131, and it's an armoured self-propelled artillery system used by the British Army. Now, it was designed and built by Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering, and these back in the day were under the umbrella of BAE Systems, and when it was designed it wasn't quite called BAE Systems yet, it was VSEL, VSEL. And what this meant is that the VSEL company provided the British Army with 179 vehicles between the years of 1992 and 1995, and this was at the cost of £300 million, and for the people from the United States that's 480 million US dollars. And it was first deployed with the British Army in 1993, and the AS90s were originally re-equipped to 6 of our 8 batteries. Each of these were having 24 guns in them, to replace the 105mm FV433 SPG. So what we got is we got a bigger gun and we got a newer chassis for it, and this was also older than the M109 155mm self-propelled gun, so that we kept the same caliber of gun on that. We just got a better chassis and a more efficient weapon system out of it. So we'll go through a couple of the characteristics with you guys now. So there's 5 crew on board when moving, driver plus 4 in the gun detachment, the full gun detachment 10 including driver, 4 detachment members in the turret. So it's just over 9 meters long, just over 3 meters wide, and it's 3 meters high, so it's quite a big vehicle. It's got 17mm in the maximum places, and this is just steel on its own. There's no reactive armour or anything, any plates on it. It's just steel. It weighs 45 tons, and the caliber is 155mm. So the range, this is where it gets interesting. The range varies depending on the caliber. So for the original gun, that's the 39 caliber, the maximum range is 24.9 kilometers. And with the Braveheart, that's got the upgraded 52 caliber gun, that's got a 30 kilometer range with standard charges. This will obviously go up with assisted rounds and assisted charges. Now the rates of fire, there's 3. You've got burst, intense and sustained. So for the burst is 3 rounds in 10 seconds, intense is 6 rounds per minute for 3 minutes, and sustains is 2 rounds per minute for 60 minutes. So it's got a secondary armament on it, and that's a 7.62mm L7 GPMG. So that's just a general purpose machine gun, and it carries 1,000 rounds for the machine gun, and it carries 48 projectiles and charges for the main armament, and that's 31 are held and stowed away in the turret, and the rest of it, so 17, are stowed in the hull. So the engine is quite interesting. It's a Cummins 660 brake horsepower V8 4-stroke liquid cooled turbo diesel. Pretty much a beast of an engine if you ask most people who are in the REME who worked on it. I'm quite sure they'll agree it's quite a large engine. Maximum speed is 55 kilometers on the road. This will obviously drop over the different terrains, but it's still good. It's good top speed for something that weighs 45 tons. Is very impressive to watch. And the range, so it can go 370 kilometers on the road, and that's quite interesting because what you want is you want the tank to be able to cover a large amount of ground quite quickly, just so the area that's needed the fire can get into its maximum range of the weapon as quickly as it can. So there's a couple variants for it. There's the AS90D. That's modified for the desert use. It's got thermal protection for the crew and extra cooling for the engine and machinery, and the tracks are also adapted to reduce wear in the sandy conditions. And there's also the AS90 Braveheart, where it's the AS90 but it's fitted with the 52 caliber length gun, so it's a larger gun, and it was actually terminated because it wasn't going alongside NATO's orders of that every weapon system should be able to fire a standard round, so 5.56 for the rifles, so just using that as an example. So who uses it? The British Army, and inside the British Army is the Royal Artillery. and the 1st Regiment Royal Horse Artillery, or for short 1RHA, the 19th Regiment Royal Artillery, and finally the 26th Regiment Royal Artillery. So, that was just a little quick overview of the AS90. Personally, it's one of my favourite tanks. I really enjoy researching and watching this tank in use. So, I hope to all see you again around here. Like if you want, subscribe if you want to. Tell me if you enjoyed it or not in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.